through their heads mentally to overcome that. But now let's fast forward to this match, which was obviously, both teams were extremely talented. We'd seen them throughout this tournament go toe-to-toe with some of the best out there. What do you have to say personally about what you just witnessed?
I mean, it was very similar again. I mean, I think that, both these teams were very, very strong. I thought, I know you and Ryan go ahead and sometimes do your betting.
Yeah.
And, as I was watching the match, I go, okay, Stormtree is controlling this fairly well. It seemed like it was going to go like clockwork. And then once again, here comes underdogs and flip the switch on these guys. And I mean, even going into sudden death. I mean, it was just what an amazing match. I think underdogs did a fantastic job. I think they played everything 100% correct. I think today it was just a tenacity. It was really who wanted it more to get there. The good news is that underdogs go down to the lower bracket, but they still have a chance to continue.
Absolutely. And I'm sure that all of our viewers will be looking forward to seeing them in the lower bracket and competing to come back and play for that final spot. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in Cindy K from the Underdogs, and let's hear about what he's feeling and what's going through his head right now.
Hello.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Good. A bit disappointed with the result, but I think I was proud of my team's performance.
Yeah, I think you should be. That was great. That was amazingly entertaining to watch. But I want to go back to a specific point within that first matchup, within the first matchup. Whenever your team went down 1-0 after that first match, and you come into the second match, what was going through your head? Like, what was the talk around the team?
I think we struggled a bit with the ping at first because we were playing on Hong Kong server, but I think on the second map we adjusted to the ping slowly. They had some great executes on the first map, and we just told ourselves that we got to focus up and play our regular game in order to try to counter them. And I think it worked in the second map. We played a lot better, a bit more calmer, and should have won. But I think that the performance overall was great.
I think me and Scott would both agree with that. Now, I have a question. Watching you guys play, it almost seems like whenever you are considered the underdog, so whenever you're down 3 or 4 points, you guys seem to play better. Is that just me, or is that something that your team has?
Yeah, it's about having a positive mental attitude, man. PMA is what I try to bring to the team. And just that we take it one round by a time, and from there, the game is very momentum based. So it's never over till it's over.
I agree. And speaking of momentum, when it came down to that 12 versus 12, pretty much overtime, what was going through your head right then?
It was, we felt like we should have sealed the deal with about 13-11, but we knew that this tournament runs a Sunday format, so it could go. It's like a coin flip; it could go either way. So, congratulations to the Taiwanese team.
Absolutely.
Now I have a question, real quick, which is, in that last round, the 3 or 4 rounds prior to that, you guys were going everything was very cautious. You guys were doing your corner peeks. It seemed very, very strategic. And then, it was 12-12. It went in there, and it seemed like all of a sudden. Now, was it a mental change of strategy? You said, let's go ahead and just go after these guys really quick, or did it just the clash happen so quickly that you guys weren't able to follow the same strategy you had the previous couple?
Yeah, I think the Taiwanese team they were really aggressive towards the last few rounds. Just throwing the breach flashes and then just going ahead with the executes. So. When you run those kind of strats, it could go both ways. Basically, like, it's either you succeed or you fail. So I think that they executed well on the last few rounds.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Now, your next match, when you guys play, will I'm trying to think. So you guys now go to round 25, and so theoretically you'll either play Busan Proud, KU Sports, or Leighton Dragons. Have you watched any of their matches, or is there one more than another that you would rather not play?
I think we haven't really had any dealings with those teams. We'll just play whoever comes up to our bracket and take it from there, because we kind of exceeded expectations by reaching top 8 already, top 6. So every match is just a bonus for us.
Well, congratulations, fantastic job, and it was awesome gameplay to watch. I mean, you guys did a great job.
Thank you.
I have one last question for you, Cindy. Okay, just one last question. The broadcasters and a lot of the viewers probably would love to know, what does a normal training or practice look like for the underdogs?
Yeah, so unfortunately now it's nearing to the exam period, so we haven't been training a lot, which probably affected our performance a bit. But I think our regular training, we'll just run through a bit about our practice, our executes, and we also sometimes schedule a bit of scrims with other teams to really try to practice those executes. But other than that, sometimes we just have fun matchmaking, trolling in pubs. Yeah.
All right, Cindy. Well, we know you got to soak all this in and recalibrate for the next matchup, and we appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you both.
All right, take care. Good luck in the next round.
Wow. I mean, after losing like that, I think that would be the mentality I would love to have. That's the ideal thought process that you need going into, the lower brackets and still having to compete for the finals.
Well, something, I not only listening to him did it sound like, he really, they really had went in with a good attitude and everything else, but congratulating the other team, saying that they're already very proud of themselves for getting to where they are now. I mean, all that is an awesome way to look at things, and so I think that's great.
Yeah, one thing to look out for in the future is, they said that their team, it's about exam time right now at their university. So I wonder how that affects their play in the future. I wonder if we'll see the same underdogs team in the future. I guess only time will tell. But yeah, let's go ahead and bring on the Stormtree man himself, YH Chin. Hello.
Hello.
We've also got our translator, Tom, here to help us translate these questions and give you guys a English view as well as a Mandarin view. So first of all, how are you feeling right now, YH Chin?
他现在在请教你现在的赢了的感觉是怎么样
？Happy， 开心，很开心。
Happy.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah, it was obviously a hard-fought win, but once again, your team dominates the opposition. How do you guys keep doing it?
这个是一个不容易的比赛，然后但是呢，你们的战队是蛮就是一面好像克制的对方的队压得蛮好的，那你们是怎么做到的呢？
我们会先观察他们的阵型阵容，然后再决定我们当下要怎么做处理，怎么打。
漂亮。They will observe the opponent's strategy and their positioning. Then after that strategize going about how they compete and fight against the opponent.
Wow, absolutely brilliant. Strategy there. I guess I'm curious myself as to what a practice would look like for you guys and how that's run.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? It's kind of buffered.
Oh, okay. My apologies. I'm just curious as to what a practice looks like for Stormtree and how it is run.
OK， 他比较想了解的就是你们平常练习是怎么样的，也要多了解一下你们是练习是做什么的。
练习就是 开
平
制定
常练赛，
对对对，就是自己开制定模式去讲解，如果遇到这种状况要怎么处理，会一个应对的方法。
那你们是自己在练，还是跟哪一些队在练呢？
就自己练比较多。
They practically just practice by themselves most of the time, but they will play upon different scenario, how to react to different scenario with different strategy.
Awesome. That's brilliant. Now, is there one specific person on the team that is the shot caller that calls out the particular strategies?
在你们的队里面有没有说是哪一个人一般就像个领队这样，会把口令啊或者要干嘛什么策略喊出来跟大家分享？
指挥就是 IO 啊，对，他会告诉我们对面的位置跟如何去应对。对，
Okay. Practically is IO who is the one giving out the instructions. He's the one sharing the position or the strategy going about how to face the opponents.
Wow. Well, once again, I want to congratulate you, YH on your brilliant performance as well as your team. And we're looking forward to seeing you guys in the future.
Now, I do have one question, Tom, before he goes. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No problem. OK， 他们Cam 这边再一次恭喜你们这一边今天的胜利，但是Scott 那边还有一个问题想请教。
Sure, and my
Scott,
question is, they don't play again for a month. They have an entire month off before their next round. It'll be right after the Christmas holiday. So, will they be watching the other matches the next 3 weeks to see how the competitors play? Before they end up potentially having to match up against them, and on top of that, will they be practicing in between, or will they continue their current practice strategy?
Great question.
现在到你们下一场大概是1个月的时间，然后你们会这几周内继续的观赛，关于其他的战队怎么玩，还是就会有时候看，然后也会同时继续的训练吗？以这种方式跟策略。
我们像我自己都会一直去看其他队伍的打法，然后比赛的时候再跟队友一起讨论说要怎么处理，怎么破解这个方法。对，我们都会有在观看比赛。
就每一场你们都会观看吗？
对对对。
太棒了。Okay, YS Chen practically mentioned that they do watch, especially for himself, then they watch the matches of different teams playing, and when they watch at that scenario, they will kind of discuss and strategize if this happened, how are they going to counter react or face the enemy or opponent.
Okay.
Very cool.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, YH Jin. And again, we're looking forward to seeing you guys in the future.
谢谢你 YH 陈然后希望近期会再见。
好，谢谢。
好，谢谢。
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Yep. Shout out to Tom for giving us great translation.
Always my pleasure.
Well, one thing that immediately stood out to me was that they did their homework.
Yeah, I think that even though again, I find it very odd that almost everybody we talk to, they don't practice on a regular basis. Yet the gameplay,
I know,
you would think that they are constantly working with each other, and I mean that's obviously great that that they have that capability to just jump in a game like that and play. Yeah. I'm really hoping a lot of these guys come back for season 2, just because their abilities are going to be so much better. I mean, Valorant is a relatively new game. Mm-hmm. I've been watching other events on Twitch. I was watching earlier this evening the Japanese event, and those are pro matches. Those aren't collegiate matches, and I would say some of these teams could play in those matches right now without any issue because they're playing that well.
Yeah, and that's without practicing with your team like on a regular basis as well. So one could only imagine what that would look like if we did sit these guys in a room for a month before their match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Along with doing their homework, that was just again. I mean, I think like you said, it was like the flip of a coin. Who knew? You know, who knew was going to take who was going to take it there at the end? And I guess Stormtree was the leaders.
Yeah. Well, good games. I'm
Yeah.
excited about next weekend. Now, like I said, the upper brackets now are theoretically done until the 20. I believe it's the 25th, 26th. I'm sorry, 26th of December.
Mhm.
In which, actually, that's not true. Now that I think about it, we have to go on December 5th. It's Emerald against Busan Op, which
Oh my gosh.
that's gonna be an amazing match. And that will finish up the upper bracket until the 26th. But this next round that we have is going to be both lower brackets, and it's going to be KUE Sports against Leighton Dragon in the afternoon match, and that will decide who BP plays. And then it's ESC UTM against Taylor's Elite, and that will go into that will start the second part of the lower bracket. And we're getting down here. We got several more weekends, and like I said, all these guys are it's whether it's going to be inspiration and desperation, trying to get in there. I'm and then like he pointed out earlier, and then exams are coming up.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's a lot going on right now, and I'm just really excited for what's going to happen.
Yeah, literally anything could happen, especially with these exams, and the time period. It's going to be Christmas time too, so I'm sure they're going to want to be around their families during the holidays and whatnot. Absolutely going to be crazy, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're done until next week, and I think Mr. Ryan Chowder will be back next week, so I can get behind the scenes again and try to keep this thing under control.
Absolutely. Well, Scott, I want to thank you for being my co-host here tonight and helping me out. And also, I want to give a direction to you guys. If you guys want to go see the brackets yourselves, you can go to cyberathlete.com, and we've got all of that right there for you, so you can check it out yourself. And you can find me at Aristotle on all social medias. Yeah, thanks again for your time, guys. I hope you enjoyed.
All right, take care, guys, and we'll see you next week.